You're by doing King Dingbat here, and welcome to another episode of the Philly Shakedown podcast, episode 8, to be honest with you. And today we're here with the better half, of course. He is the better half. Joey Bag of Donuts Shake 72. What is happening, my man? How are you?
Another week, some more news coming out this week. I'm doing good, man. We're just we're getting to the mold of now. We're getting into we're in the middle of OTAs now, and hopefully soon training camp, and things are starting to turn up a little bit with some of these players and coaches. So it's exciting.
Yeah, exactly. So what's going on, everybody? See people here already. Jay Colts, Chris Smith, Benjamin, Eddie, Petey Tatted, my man. What's happening? Jason Brown. What is going on, guys? So we got some interesting things to talk about. And some of it may be a little bit far-fetched, a little bit hard to believe in, and probably not likely to happen. But if you're listening to other Eagles insiders, right? Adam Kaplan, for example, he claims that the Eagles have made phone calls to Julio Jones. Now, me personally, I don't put a lot of stock in them making phone calls because they call everybody. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this latest thing, Joey. I know you did a video on it yourself today, and I kind of wanted to hear what your thoughts on it.
Well, like for me with the whole Julio Jones rumors, like I think the Eagles, I think they do make the phone calls, they just check in and that's pretty much it. But when it comes down to Julio Jones, even like just as him being on the Falcons, he's due, I think, $15 million this year, and then he's like a $23 million, I guess, the cap, I guess, as well. So, I mean, it's really tough for me to say I want him here. Like, I don't know how I would feel. I really would feel I wouldn't really feel great about it because then I'm going to see that there's going to be at least two receivers that aren't going to make this roster, and they could get potentially cut with Julio Jones coming here because we already have enough competition at wide receiver as it is. Like, I understand, like, I'm hearing from people that this could be the Alshon Jeffrey signing of the season or something like that, but I don't think we're right for Julio Jones. I don't think it's the right idea to pay a contract, and I know they can extend him and do some things. He's 32 years old. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler, and he has a lot to offer. I mean, if he came here, he would definitely do. I think he would do well, but at this point, like, I don't think we're meant for Julio Jones, and I don't think Julio Jones is meant for us. So I mean, it's just not good for me.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, no. As G Code 69, he's calling them the Alabama Slammer. He wants Julio Jones. I know he does. For me, I think the reality of the situation for Julio Jones is that we don't have the money. How are you going to pay that kind of money? We're trying to get to June 1st to clear enough space maybe to get a cornerback, right? So, yeah. I don't see how this is possible. One of the reasons I did the video today was because I had so many DMs, so many comments, so many people asking my opinion that I wanted to give it to them. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, would I be upset if it happened? Probably not. I mean, it would be kind of exciting to see Julio Jones as an Eagle, but I don't think that's the route the Eagles should take. I think they need to focus on the young guys and using some of that money on defense and getting another corner. The way I see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they got to get a cornerback. I mean, that's like at receiver. The least I'm really worried about is receiver right now. Get that corner. And the funny thing is, even with the Steven Nelson stuff that's going on right now, like the funny thing is he hasn't signed with anybody. He's been retweeting all these Eagles stuff on Twitter, like Brian Dawkins' Football Life. I think like the match between the Falcons and the NFL put out a tweet about the Falcons and the Eagles rematch or whatever, and he retweeted that as well. So It's like, and he hasn't been signed yet, and I feel like maybe the Eagles do have a grab on him. I don't know, but they need to go get him before Julio Jones at least. I mean, that's they have to do it.
Yeah, Mr. Tripp, he says, yo, sub 500, huge fan, love the videos. You too, Joey Shakes. Thank you,
Appreciate
buddy.
Bro.
Appreciate that so much. Jay Green, thank you for super chat. He says, can Julio stay healthy for 16 games anyways? I mean, his age is a concern. He's 32 years old. I don't know. I don't know if he can stay healthy. I think he probably could, but do we want to even go there? We had Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson. We've brought these older guys in already. To me, I don't know that I want to go there. Now, I don't say that saying I don't like Julio Jones. I do. But I just think for the money, for what they're asking, and for what we need right now, I think I would pass on him. I honestly do.
Yeah, like some receivers, like when you give them that money, like especially that's just like 32 is just. I understand he's still a good player, but for what we're doing right now with this team and our cap space situation, which is a whole nother story, I don't think it's right for us right now.
Yep. And Jay Green, man, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate that. I will say this, Joey. I think after we get by June 1st, I do expect the Eagles to have another significant signing. I do think it's coming. I think it's coming on the defensive side of the ball. I think it's coming at cornerback, but I think it's coming nonetheless, dude. And who, I don't know. Maybe it is Stevens. Could be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like when it comes to even with the cap space, like, and I think they will afford it, like even with the Zach Ertz stuff that's going on as well. So I mean, still like nothing as of right now. I feel like it's just a lost cause. I just feel like they're just going to release him at this point unless they find some type of trade partner to at least I'll take a 6th-round pick for him. We know Howie Roseman loves those 6th-round picks, so might as well get one.
He almost gave me a heart attack during the draft with those 6th-round picks. My God, man. Gosh. Jason Brown says, it would make no sense to take him at this moment. I mean, he definitely can ball out and could teach the young wide receivers team a lot. But why get him when we could get another cornerback to put opposite of Slay? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's my thing. I mean, look, if we had $40 million in cap space right now, then okay, fine, do it. But we don't. We're trying to get room to get, possibly a corner or upgrade it. We do desperately need a cornerback. We do, Mav1, what is up, my man? Which King says we're signing someone June 1st. I do think we're on a waiting pattern right now. I think we're waiting until June 1st to make the moves, like the Ertz trade, like getting a cornerback. I think it's all about June, my man.
Yeah, I can't see them going into the season with it looking like this. It's really hard for me to look at it and say, hey, you have Darius Slay, that you're only going to have for this year and next year. And then you're going to have to find more corners anyway. So they're going to really have to – they got to find some corners. I mean, look, I'm not a big fan of going after free agency corners. I'm not really a fan of that. I mean, obviously, I would love to develop some, but we haven't. I thought this draft that passed by would have had a corner in the 2nd round, right. But obviously, we did more of a futuristic move with that. So, it's something to think about because we can't go into the season with what we have. I mean, Josiah Scott's a slot type, a nickel corner. Right. Avonte Max is in a new scheme now, so I mean, I don't know if he can even play outside anymore. Like we need someone reliable because every team has good receivers and we can't rely on this pass rush. We got to have a nice balance on both sides. So
I agree. And we've still got people pouring in. This was an early showing. I forgot to say that earlier. Usually we do it Saturdays. I got some things going on tomorrow, so this week is on me. But we moved it up. This is our second show this week. Our second show. I see people coming in. Mav is coming in. Philly Ace 21, Jock Talk. Hey, man, shout out to all you guys just coming in. Everybody who's here already. Jock Talk says, hey, Mr. 500. Hey, Mr. 13K, man. Congrats.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody.
13,000, my man. Appreciate that. Birdman 951. I love the thumbnail, my man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what's good, fam? 2 legends in the building. Mark Holmes' mullet stinks. It does stink. Mark Holmes, I saw Mark Holmes here earlier, but I wasn't sure. Cody, what's going on with you, my man? Thank you for being here. So I agree. I think you have to go corner. I think you have to prioritize right now. Now, if they were to get Julio Jones, just say, I think the biggest benefit of that would be the fact that he could teach those young guys. To me, that is the single biggest reason I would want him. Because I don't think the Eagles are a wide receiver away from a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They're not a wide receiver away. They need a corner. They may need safeties. They need linebackers. They've got a young quarterback that's only played 4 games. I think that they're 2 years away.
I have to agree because I said at least they win 7 to 9 games, and then once this roster keeps going, then when you look back at the draft, you just see just how this team is developing and how not just how the roster looks on paper, but just the just the culture is starting to change a bit. There's more positivity on this team now. Obviously, with last year, the more you lose games, the more there's going to be dysfunction. There's going to be more, finger pointing that the Eagles try not to do, but you can't help it. But I think we're getting, I think it started with Nick Sirianni changing the culture. I think that's what's really happening here. And then Jalen Hurts is going to gravitate those players. And then if you bring a veteran in like Julio Jones, I agree. I think he's going to teach these guys, just like Darius Slay is going to be, giving some pointers to all these receivers like Devontae Smith, working with him and picking his brain. So it's a positive thing, but obviously it comes down to money. Yeah.
Now, G-Code, my man, he says he disagrees with us on that. I know he's big on getting Julio Jones. Now, here's the question, and I've been having this debate kind of with people because, and we're going to get into next year's salary cap and stuff, but I looked at the Eagles as a real true Super Bowl contender, possibly in 2 years, because they're going to have cap space and they're going to have draft picks. Okay. So to me, I look at this season as a season where they could win a division. I think they could win a division and go to playoffs. But does that make somebody, and I'll ask you, does that make somebody a true contender just making the playoffs?
It just depends what our team looks like by that time this year. I mean, I think they could win the division this year. Do I think they can win the first round of the playoffs? I don't know. I really want to see them compete against hard teams like KC this year. I want to see the fight that they have, and obviously Nick Sirianni's play calling, what they do with this offense. But just imagine you have cap space next year, and the owners are getting together too. I think it's the cap could maximum go up to $208 million. So if that happens, or at least if it goes down just a little bit, and you still have 35 to 50 in cap space, plus 10 draft picks, plus potentially 3 first-round picks, that is a GM's dream of an offseason. And an exciting one for next year, 100%. Yeah. More exciting than this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Mav1, man, thank you so much for Super Chat. He says, Philly and Joey the GOATs, man. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Mr. Tripp, man, thank you for Super Chat, man. He didn't say anything, but thank you, man. Definitely appreciate it. I really think, and here's the scary part to me of the whole thing is Howie Roseman, because we have to trust him in making the picks. But you're going to have, 10 draft picks as of right now, maybe more when it's all said and done, possibly 3 first-round picks, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks at worst. If Jalen Hurts is the guy and goes out and he's the guy, then, you have those 3 draft picks to use anywhere. Now, maybe they're late picks, 2 of them, 3, maybe they're late picks, but you can package 2 of them and move up, get a premier corner or whoever you want. So the future is bright for this team and building a powerhouse for this team. The question we have to ask ourselves, in my opinion, is, are they a contender right now? Because if they're a contender, a true Super Bowl contender right now, somebody brought this out. Now I'm going to bring it to you. And I had a comment. It was interesting. They said, when you look at the rest of the NFC, you have Tampa Bay, right? They won a Super Bowl. You have Green Bay. We don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Who really is the big threat in the NFC that the Eagles couldn't beat on any given Sunday? You know what? I couldn't. He was right. He was actually right.
Yeah, it's really up and down. You never know. With a lot of teams are changing, and a lot of teams have gone through some changes. So I mean, a ceiling. The ceiling's high for the Eagles this year. It's if they really put their stuff together this year, they get this coaching staff, develop these guys, and things do work out. I mean, it'd be really nice to not spend a first round pick on a quarterback next year, or at least go out and hopefully they don't go the veteran route and just get an old veteran here. Or at least you're giving the guy a chance this year to prove himself. And I don't think there's a legit threat, but I think the Eagles could, because everyone's thinking the Eagles are going to come to the season. New coach, they're going to come out slow. They're not going to know what they're doing. But I have a feeling these guys are going to be so prepared, and they're going to be so amped up, and they're going to want to punch somebody in the mouth by the first game of the season. I have a feeling this roster, this coaching staff is going to surprise us with we're going to be surprised by certain plays that happen, and these guys getting used to their strengths, offensively and defensively. I'm telling you, do not don't lay yourself down for and say the Eagles are going to be bad because there's some people saying we're not going to win 5 games. I mean, I think it's ridiculous.
I think we're winning the division. I really think we're winning the division. I know that sounds crazy. I think we're going to at least be in it. I think we're winning the division. We're going to get a home playoff game. Maybe we win it. Maybe we don't. Can we go beyond that? I don't know. I see Jerry. He hates the Eagles, but he says you guys are not a contender. No, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. Anything is possible. A lot of Eagle fans look at 2017 and say, "Look, we weren't supposed to be going to the Super Bowl that year. We were supposed to be maybe a playoff team." If you remember, going into 2017, I was saying the same thing. I think the Eagles can compete for the division, maybe get in, but I didn't know. And what do? They go win a Super Bowl. So you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to possibly be wrong. Maybe we're ready right now. Who knows?
What is it going to take for you to be good with Jalen Hurts? Is it going to take the Eagles to at least compete for the division, or if they win a division, or if they at least win a playoff game?
If I feel like even if they're like, let's say they're losing games, but he's playing good, especially at the end of the year, and I feel like the team rallies around him, plays around him, and even if they lose games and struggle, I'm good with them. Mm-hmm. But I have to see that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess to me the big thing that I really look at with this team is I just worry about the defense. Like Derek Barnett, $10 million. What are we going to get out of it? What are we going to get out of these linebackers? We got a lot of young linebackers that have some talent, but nobody that we can say, hey, this is the guy.
Because there's so many unknowns with this team because Jim Schwartz with this defense played favorites, and unfortunately, that's the price we had to pay for. Veteran favoritism over the young guys is what we pay the price for, and this is why there's so many unknowns. Like, why do you draft Davion Taylor in the 3rd round and don't even start him until week 10? I mean, I understand we had no offseason last year, but, you got to start making decisions. Like, they just had no time to, I guess, I don't know. They should have gave somebody a shot. But linebacker, I love the competition. I love Eric Wilson coming here. I like Jannard Avery moving back. TJ Edwards has got another shot. So there's a lot of, can Alex Singleton keep his spot? Is he going to, what I mean? That's like Nick Sirianni said, fundamentals, competition, and accountability. I think those are the top 3 things you're seeing from the running back competition, the wide receiver competition, the linebacker competition, and maybe some competition for the left tackle spot as well. So you never know.
No. Yeah, look, you never know. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty positive about the Eagles saying I think they're going to compete for a division, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are right. Maybe they can compete. We're going to find out. Time will tell. Yeah. G-Code says 2017 felt like a dream. Absolutely. Marcus says, yo, Philly 500, I think we're good at wide receiver. We have young, hungry receivers to take the league by storm. Yeah, I mean, we do have young guys. And that's what some people – I guess don't feel comfortable with. They want a veteran presence in there at wide receiver. So I do understand it. I do get it.
Yeah, it's not like you have a bunch of receivers. See, it's one thing if you had receivers that never touched the field or like they never started a game, but because these guys have that short-term success, these receivers have short-term success, and that's Doug's fault because Travis Fulgham started week 4. We played late against San Francisco. We won the game, and then down the road, I think he ended up getting hurt down the road, but never put him back on the field when he was healthy. So it's just John Hightower had some drops, then had some success. I think he was used the wrong way, but had some success. Quez Watkins, as soon as Jalen Hurts became quarterback, they started using him. I don't know why they never used him when Carson Wentz was quarterback. And, he had that one play against Arizona, that big reception against the Cowboys. So I want to see more. The thing is, we haven't seen enough from these receivers, and they are hungry, and we shouldn't be looking at receiver for the next 10 years with this roster that we have right now.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I agree. Jay Green, thank you for super chat. He says, did anyone else notice how hard Sean Bradley hits? Yeah, I like Sean Bradley's game. I thought that they should have used him more early on in the year, to be quite honest with you. And you're right, though. We shouldn't need wide receiver. We shouldn't need running back. We shouldn't need a tight end for the next 5-6 years. That's the truth. I mean, maybe a backup tight end here, backup running back, but we should have all our foundational guys there, and that brings me kind of into OTAs, right? We had OTAs this week. Well, actually, it was a modified version of OTAs. But I thought you had an interesting post where you were talking about the offensive line. Brandon Brooks is back. Lane Johnson is back. Brandon Brooks has met with the media. I mean, he looks like he's ready to go. What are your thoughts on this line right now?
I love it. I mean, look, like all it is health. That's it. Like you have a healthy offensive line. I mean, I'm not even saying top 5. This could be a top 3 offensive line this year with depth behind it. We're gifted to have depth behind it because most offensive lines in the league, like once they lose a guy or two, they have nothing behind it to plug in because they spend money elsewhere. They don't really think about getting depth. But, at left tackle with Jordan Mailata, I mean, there was a picture from Brandon Brooks' IG that he put online, and, they had Jordan Mailata at left tackle. So, you have LaRaven Clark that came in that maybe could compete. Andre Dillard, they might as well try to cross-train him. Do something with him because I don't want him just to sit there to be that third-string left tackle. Like, let him at least try to do something else. Matt Pryor obviously played through an injury last year, and I'm not really a big fan of him. But, I mean, he's someone that you can at least plug in. God forbid something happens. So, with this offensive line, Nate Herbig playing both guard spots. Jack Driscoll could be your future right tackle. Yep. There's so many different – there's just – I mean, I think the one thing we've done good with is with the trenches. Like, we've done really well offensive line-wise with the depth we have. I think it's perfect for this year. I think they've done a really good job.
Yeah, and my man Matt says, I want Julio, period. I know you do. That's why I put it up, man. I know you do. But, yeah, I think this offensive line is really a strength that a lot of people are overlooking, because if you look at this offensive line, if they're healthy and you have Lane and Brooks and Kelsey and Mailata is the guy he was, I thought, last year, and you get Sayomalo back, like you said, Herbig, Driscoll. I mean, these guys got a lot of valuable playing time, right? Landon Dickerson, I don't know where he'll fit into that equation. Andre Dillard, I don't know where he's going to fit into that equation. But if you look at this offensive line and they stay healthy, I don't think there's a better offensive line in this division. I don't.
No.
I think they're the best offensive line in the division. Best offensive line in the division with a young quarterback, and you run the ball more. That's a success for being in every game. Jay Green, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, maybe one day Nate Gary will be our linebacker coach. I think you mean cheerleader coach. Or
yeah. If the play is going that way, run the opposite way.
Yeah, exactly. James Lambert asked a question. Philly 500, what do you think of us signing Ryan Kerrigan from the Skins? I loved it. I thought it was a great move. I don't see him as a starter necessarily, but as a rotational piece. To me, he's our Chris Long. That's how I see it.
Yeah, like I was so surprised by that because I'm sitting here like they drafted defensive end Tavon Jackson from Coastal Carolina and already with some depth behind it. But, I mean, adding Kerrigan just shows like, I don't know. It's just so weird because it's like I feel like they're like some NFL analysis can't even tell if this team is rebuilding because they're adding like some real good pieces. And Kerrigan, being next to Hargrave and Brandon Graham and Cox like next to each other on that line is going to be – it's going to be something to watch. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. We got over 200 people here in the chat. Please please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey Shake 72.
Shake guys.
The better half of the Philly Shakedown podcast. He's being humble. It's true. Believe me. You believe me. This guy is here. He's got shit going all over the place. And
literally.
He is here going through it. You should tell him. I don't know if you want to tell him. Kai says, effing love you guys, yo. Love you too, yo. We love you. You know what I mean? I know Gico was waiting for
I got another question. So, obviously, with the Jalen Reagor press conference, so he's been talking about moving to the slot now, okay? Now, Nick Sirianni, you think Nick Sirianni's offensive philosophy with these receivers being interchangeable, moving at any spot, is going to be a huge advantage for games?
Yeah, I think it's a big advantage, especially early on. Because a lot of, when these teams come out, they have no idea what their Eagles are going to do.
Right.
It's an advantage for us. I was very happy with the Reagor press conference. I was very happy with what he said. I feel like personally when it comes to Reagor, people are too quick to just be like, this guy's ass, he stinks, and he's a bust. He played 1 year. He played 1 year, wasn't, in my opinion, used right, and he was hurt. And he had no mini camp, no rookie. We got to give him an opportunity.
Look at the offense last year. Look at the whole team last year. Look at the predictable play calling. No scheme against defenses. I mean, look at how your quarterback mechanically couldn't throw a screen pass. I mean, that's how bad this offense was, and how he was used. He was used on motion, bubble screens, like weird, like just little things. Like, and I saw those flashes where when Reagor's in open field, he's fantastic, and he's got the speed, but I think a nice compliment to Devontae Smith. And on top of that, if you put Reagor in the slot, you give somebody else another chance on the outside, which don't know who it's going to be, but it should be really interesting.
Oh, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Jay Green, thank you for the super chat. He says, I wish Andre Dillard would convert to left guard, but I know he's too stubborn or stupid. He acted like a child when asked to play right tackle. Maybe left guard would be easier. I would like to see them try to move him there too, because he's a first-round pick after all. You got to find something to do with him. And I know some people like Sayamalu. I'm not the biggest Sayamalu guy. I don't hate him at guard, but he's not so good that I can't replace him, in my opinion. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Richie MC, thank you for the super chat. Says shakes. Scotch tape or duct tape on the green screen.
So my green screen fell down. It might fall again. Who knows? So my green screen fell. It fell when I was streaming, and I just threw it. I threw it out of here. Yeah.
Dude, I got to get another one. I don't know what I'm going to do.
So I'll have yours. I'll take yours because mine I can't stand.
Problem is this one's not wide enough. I can't pace with this. So I need to buy like another one to put next to it so I can just have free reign.
Just ask your wife just to put green screen, just put green fabric on the wall. That should be fun.
But what I hate about it is like all my Eagle stuff. I can't do a green screen all the time. It's temporary. No. I don't mind it once in a while, like doing this. But like when I do an Eagle stream, I gotta be able to move. I gotta be able to yell and scream and punch holes in walls and go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I missed you throwing your green screen. You know what I mean? User 455. You better not throw it down, though. It might get wet.
Oh, yeah. No, I can't. I got to throw it far, though, if that's the case. Yeah. Oh, no.
Go Birds. Love the show. User 455. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, Joey's got some he's going through some things over there, but he's toughing it out tonight. So shout out to him. If you haven't, go sub him up.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I really like the Reagor press conference. I want to give him an opportunity. Now, I don't know what he's going to be, but I just feel like they didn't use him. Like here's an example for me. Okay, they say, oh, well, we're not going to use Jalen Reagor because on punt returns because he fumbled a couple kicks, right? Well, how's he supposed to improve if he doesn't go out there and do it repetitively? But the one chance he gets, he goes and he scores a touchdown with it. We hadn't had a special teams touchdown since 2016. Now, to gain confidence, to get this kid engaged in this team last year in his rookie year, putting him on special teams was a big move for me. I don't understand why they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even they have to change some guys around. Like and if you have the hot hand, you keep the hot hand in. Like that's the problem. Like someone would make even back at the little after maybe 2018 when you had guys like Shelton Gibson that would make a big catch and then he just run to the sideline. I can't stand that. It's just it makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. No sense. NSCB says, "What's the over on holds punch at Phillies wall?" Man, I'm gonna say 6. I'll say 6.
You're gonna need one of those karate mannequins, those rubber mannequins that you just punch to stand one up.
I do, and I just need to put a Nate Gary picture on. I need to. Anthony Perry says, if you haven't subbed these legends up by now, you have been comatose. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that. Everybody, click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey Shakes. So we're gonna see what Reagor. I'm not writing him off. I want to see what he can do. I'm excited about him. I do think people are sleeping on him. The guy I think there's the two guys I think that everybody's sleeping on the most, and one of them's not a guy. It's It's the offensive line. The other is Miles Sanders. Like, I think Miles Sanders is going to have a huge year. Huge year, Joey. I actually did a channel membership video today, and I said, the key to the Eagles is Jalen Hurts, but the key to Jalen Hurts is Miles Sanders. Because as Miles goes, we'll take a lot of pressure off, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of attention. I mean, we thought he was going to have a big year last year. I think he could have had a 1,000-yard season last year, but unfortunately, because we barely ran the ball with him and didn't really help Carson Wentz out enough, it was a shame. But even that read option or the RPOs or whatever, like even with Miles Sanders, it's going to bring a lot of attention off Jalen Hurts as well. It's going to be a nice balance, right? And I think what I'm afraid of is that if he doesn't play well or he doesn't get enough carries this year, I don't know if like Miles Sanders is going to be expendable. Like I don't know like if Miles Sanders will get an extension in the future, or it might be one of those things where they might just have a just a 1-2 punch, because in the league now, like you need a 1-2 punch on your roster in today's NFL. Especially with this team with injuries. So obviously it comes to health, but Kenneth Gainwell, Kerryon Johnson, you're going to have some good competition there. So yeah. I think, and it's better because now defenses have to really watch, they have to defend against 3 running backs with 3 different skill sets, depending if they're carrying 3 or 4 running backs. But Miles Sanders, I'm looking for him to have a fantastic year this year. Definitely.
I do too. And I think he needs 15 to 20 touches, not 20 carries, but 15 to 20 touches. He needs to be lined up in the slot. He needs to be lined up on the outside, all over the place.
So what happened? What happened last year? Like even last year, like what happened? Like prior when he was drafted, he was being as a wide receiver. He was going out for passes. They kind of like just went away from all of that with him. Yeah. Like I loved him being a mismatch as a wide receiver, doing a wheel route, being against a linebacker, because it's a huge mismatch. So
it was. And he did have some receiving issues last year. But it's nothing I think he can't work out. We'll see. John Gill, thank you for the super chat. He says, who was used last year on offense? From Miles to Wentz to the receivers, Doug was drunk. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Mallory, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that so much. Thank you. I hear you. Doug just drove me crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I drove me crazy last.
I feel like Doug is generally a really good guy that tries to do the right thing. It's just that whatever he thinks is right, we're just like, what? You want to make Press Taylor your offensive coordinator? You want to make Matt Burke your defensive coordinator? I just don't get it. Like, he didn't want to hire anybody outside the box, but was he allowed to? Obviously we heard the rumors about, even from 2016, 2017 seasons, Howie Roseman was always like, why didn't we win? If you want to get, a game, 3 points, why didn't you win? Why didn't you score another touchdown? Why didn't you win against, another 15 points? You know what I mean? Like, they were always on him. I don't know if he was handcuffed from what he could do, but I think after that meeting with Jeffrey Lurie on how he wanted the coaching staff, and that was pretty much like, that was it. That was a cutoff point. So
yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you definitely. Now, so the offensive line. We talked about earlier. Brandon Brooks, he was talking about it. He looks like he's in great shape, by the way. He looks great. Hopefully Lane's ready to go, and if that offensive line goes, I think this offense will be fine. I think they'll move the ball. The question really becomes on defense. Now, we also heard from Rodney McLeod, and I have a video that I didn't release yet, but talking about the safety position, because this is a position that actually concerns me. Okay, I like Anthony Harris. I think that was a great signing, a value signing. But the other safety spot I'm worried about, because Rodney McLeod's older, coming off a torn ACL, and then we don't know what we have in Kevon Wallace,
Yeah, are you stinting that position? So if Rodney McLeod is apparently coming back week 1, and you're going to have Anthony Harris that's on a 1-year deal, and another guy and Rodney McLeod that's coming off an ACL, now you're looking behind it and saying, are these other guys going to get playing time now? Right. And Kevon Wallace needs playing time, period. And not even just that, but it's just a whole lot of unknown there. Like, it's nothing's promising to the safety position is going to have to get rebuilt too, because I think they need more at that position.
Yeah. Jay Koch, I want to talk to you for a minute, because I just noticed he's going off on Dillard. So Dillard gets rushed by smaller defensive ends, but these effing retards want to move him to guard where he'll get destroyed by bigger linemen. You got to figure out something to do with him. I mean, otherwise, it's a wasted pick. Can he play guard? I don't know. Can he get stronger? Can he get bigger?
Can he stay healthy? Can he last 3 reps at camp?
You may be totally right. I see moving Dillard inside as a desperate attempt to salvage a first-round pick. That's all I see it as. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm willing to take a risk.
I think that if the Eagles didn't this is what I don't get. Why do you draft him in the first round and then you redshirt him and then you put Jason Peters at left tackle? Like why do you do that? Like then you expect him to play. Like I never seen a first round guy get picked and then he doesn't even start. You know what I mean? So it's just, unless I'm wrong, I don't know, but it's confusing to me.
A lot of debate about Andre Dillard in that pick. To me, like I said, Jordan Mailata is clearly to me the better left tackle. Okay, so now what is Dillard? They tried to move him to right tackle, that didn't work. So we just cut him. Nobody's gonna want to trade it. What are you gonna get for him in a trade? To me, if you're going to salvage him in any way, let's see if he can play guard. It's a shot in the dark. That's how I see it.
Yeah, there's no point to keep on they have to at least give it an attempt. Just we can't keep him at left tackle. He's going to sit there and he's got to have some type of value. We need value out of that pick. I think there's something there, but obviously if his body can't hold up, if he gets hurt again this year, or if he gets hurt before the season starts, then I'm probably going to be done at this point. Like
it's weird with Dillard though, because if you remember his rookie year, he played a little bit at left tackle and he wasn't too bad. And then they decided to move him to right tackle. And as soon as they did that, everything went to hell. Everything went to hell with that guy. You know? I don't know what to make of Andre Dillard. I honestly don't. Maybe Jay is right. It very well could be possible that he's just not he's not big enough and he's gonna get manhandled at guard. Could be right. But the only way to salvage this pick, in my opinion, is to try to do something like that. Because you're not gonna get anything for him. Dreams, thank you for the super chat. Julio would be good for getting pressure off of Devontae Smith's shoulders and teach him as well. Well, if there was one reason that I really would like to bring him in, it would be to teach a guy like Devontae Smith and let him learn. I would love that. The problem is his salary. How are we going to afford him? That's the one thing that I don't understand.
I mean, if he lines up opposite of Devontae Smith, it just let's just dream about it. Like, how do you scheme against that? I mean, that's going to be tough. Like to scheme against that, someone's going to get open. Plus Dallas Goedert, plus your running backs. Plus Jalen Hurts extending plays and scrambling. That'd be really dangerous. I think this offense is dangerous with or without him. But I mean, it's a plus. But the money, it's money. that's what it comes down to.
It's all money. And Dreams, man, I wanted to thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate that. We got about over 230 people here. Please subscribe. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey Shakes. Just went over 13,000 subscribers.
Appreciate it, guys.
I'm glad that he's here. It's interesting. Andre Dillard pisses people off. He pisses people off, you know. And just if we were to make pretend that the Eagles could pull, and this is just a what-if scenario. Just let's pretend for a second they could get Julio Jones. The only way I see it working is you gotta unload Derek Barnett. You gotta unload other guys. You gotta unload some big money. And I just don't think the Eagles are going to do it. You know? No,
I mean, you got Fletcher Cox, big contract that really needs to play better this year. You got Javon Hargrave on a big contract. Like you said, Derek Barnett making $10 million. Nothing's happened with Zach Ertz yet. I don't want to go through we have to sign this guy and we have to do all these moves. You know, they're going to restructure Lane Johnson. If that's the case, if they get him, they're definitely going to restructure Lane Johnson because he wasn't even restructured at all. Right. So, I mean, this is what I don't want to get into. And then by next year, I don't want to get into another cap. I don't want to be $70 million over the cap next year. If you're able to have $30 to $50 million in cap space next year, plus 10 picks, and at least for the 2021 season, at least show me you put your foot in the right direction, and it looks like this team is going upward than downward spiral. You know what I mean? So
yeah, G-Code says let Howie Vision work. Now you want Howie vision. Before you couldn't get out of it. You're like, how the hell do you get out of this Howie vision? Now you want it. I don't know. Look, the Eagles do have very young receivers. I'm going to look at it like this is an opportunity for a lot of those guys to play. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine them getting Julio Jones. I can't. I can't. But I think a cornerback is a realistic possibility. I definitely do. Yeah. Let's see. Anthony says, what I love about Jordan Mailata is this guy didn't play football at all until he was a pro. Never complained about playing on no side. No. Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he didn't hardly play it at all. I don't think he even had put ads on when the Eagles took him.
But bro, I think it's easier to take a guy that's never played football and you could do whatever you want with him. Not like when you take a guy from college that's used to playing one side, whether it's the left side or the right side, then having to switch. I think it's much easier to take a guy that's never. I mean, it's still not easy, but you could do more with him because he can get used to. You can get used to two positions. So I mean, because I know Mailata's played left side. I think maybe right guard or right tackle. I forgot for.
I think he played right tackle too.
Yeah, and you know what? Like 6'8", 350 pounds. I mean, then when Jason Kelce retires next year, and you put Landon Dickerson at center, you're gonna have some big boys up there. Oh, it's gonna be a wall up there, no joke.
Yep, absolutely. Texas Eagle man, thank you for the super chat. He says, "What up, goats? Let's go Mavs. Luka equal MVP." I mean, Mavs are off to a good start, man.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. I like Luka, but Embiid's my MVP. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. Dwight says, guys, what about that defensive tackle Dallas draft? He's 6'4", 360. He's a big boy mountain in the house. Oh, Dallas drafted? Well, yeah, but I heard he runs out of breath really quick. He's not in shape there in Dallas. He's eating some Danucci stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez.
Mentality. Yep. Daryl still says, if we get Julio, we will go to the Super Bowl. That I don't think so. I don't believe that he makes us a Super Bowl contender. I believe what would make us a contender is another corner. I think another corner, and then to have one of those safeties like Kevon Wallace or McLeod work. I think if you get that, I think you can be the contender.
Yeah, and I think the one thing we have to do, I mean, with a Jonathan Gannon defense, it's really all about getting 11 guys to the football, and that's what he does like to do. Obviously, wide nine. Obviously, you're going to have a rotation with the defensive line. But when it comes down to it, like, we need takeaways this year, guys. Like, I think over the past few years, we've dropped a lot of picks. We've dropped some easy picks. We could have converted some games. We could have put our offenses in really good positions as well. This is why I don't mind the defensive line getting money, but at the same time, we need to spread that money out into other positions. And you're going to have a few first-round picks next year, so you could draft a guy, early first round next year, or you could, trade for a young player next year that could be here for a long time. So you never know.
Yeah, agreed. Andrew, he says, what's up, Andrew? Andrew says, forget Julio Jones. Didn't you have enough with Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey? Let your coaches coach and develop your young receivers. Yeah, well, we said that kind of when we opened up talking about it, that do we really want to go through another situation where you have an older guy always hurt? You know what I mean? I agree with you there. Oh, pause 5. Oh, he's my MVP. Yeah. There's your pause, G Code. G Code loves the pauses. Hilarious. Let's see. Anthony says that's true, Shakes. I'm just pissed at Dillard more so because at least try. That's why you practice. He acted like he didn't want to even try to go to right tackle. Our line was decimated, and we needed him.
Well, he knew he wasn't going to play well at that position. I mean, if you're used to playing one side, if you're used to running with your right hand and you switch to your left hand, it's not going to go well. It's just not. It's. I mean, I know when Lane Johnson switched to left tackle a few years back. I remember. He didn't play that good. Like it's a whole different thing when you switch positions. And then obviously you blow his confidence out the door. And then it's just like now his confidence is just so low to the point where now he's got to wait another year to play and at least try to compete for a spot. But now as the years are going on now, they're going to replace him sooner or later. They're going to find out. And like I said, Dillard, I don't think was dealt a good deck of cards when he was drafted. I don't think he was drafted into the right situation, how dysfunctional this front office is, and they should have done right by him. But he's not healthy. His body's not holding up well, so that's another thing.
It's like you said, Joey said. It's like using your left hand, your right hand, and having to use your left hand. A lot of you guys that don't talk to girls that can't get chicks, you know exactly what that's like.
I knew that. I knew it was going there.
Come on, I don't have that problem. I'm married. You know what I mean? Green, thank you for the super chat. This is my first off-season watching Eagles content creators, and you guys in LB get me pumped for the season. Go Eagles, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here, man. Yes. We know. I ain't even going to say his name, but I know somebody that has a hard time going from his right hand to his left hand, but all he's got is his right hand. He loves it. You know what I mean? Oh, man. That was just – I couldn't resist. Jay Green, thank you for the super chat. He says, that's what I'm saying. Try left guard, can't switch sides. No. Yeah, he can't switch sides. No question about it. But can he go inside? And I honestly don't know. You know, I really don't know.
I can't.
Where's Frodo Baggins at? Oh man. This is like the last a half hour of the first round of the draft. Remember
the Dr. Peppy?
Always trying. Are you streaming with your feet up?
No, they're down on my tippy toes right now. So, by the way, my house is flooding right now, so I have to do this and get out of here. So, yeah, I'm trying to do this without getting wet right now.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. He has a leak, but he's got a flood going on, and he's doing the stream anyways. So, I mean, that's commitment to the show. You know what I mean? So you gotta, if you haven't, sub up Joey. No question about it. You know? Eagle Slayer 95 is here. What is happening, my man? Doc Talk says roses are red, violets are blue. Eagles are going to double moonwalk the NFC ass too. I love it. That's beautiful. Capizzle uses both hands for 2 seconds. Last man, 60 minutes. But yeah, he ain't a 60-minute man. He's a 15-second pump and dump. That's what it is. That's all he is. Pump and dump. He thinks 59 minutes and 45 seconds of ear nibbling, 15 seconds of pump and dump. That's something. I can't wait to get my belt back. You know.
Oh, you'll get it back.
Yeah. Salute to Joey. Yeah, man. Because I appreciate him doing this. You know what I mean? Ron Tahar said, "You all goofy. Love you all. Those salute to both of you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it is." Bobby said, "Clog up your throat." This stream is being defiled very quickly. This stream is going. Oh man, Philly, you're gonna kill Joey laughing tonight. You guys are crazy. Joey sounds like me trying to start my broken car. This is episode 8, by the way. Definitely, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but yeah. So we're talking about Andre Dillard. Andre Dillard. He stinks. What can I say? Guy stinks. First round bust. I hope he can play inside. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just glad Nate Gary's gone. I mean, that was a big enough thing for me, you know. But man, dude, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. And we haven't been drinking or anything. I promise.
Oh, God.
We need to clip this whole thing. Hey, Philip, Tim Tebow will have more touchdowns than Jalen Hurts this season. You two Tubby boys, haha. This is fact. Tubby, pass the donuts. Joe Jackson legit kicks.
Tim Tebow
legit kicks.
Tim Tebow, I guess they showed some video of him the other day. He looks so slow. He cannot run at all. You know what? The one thing about Tebow I do like is that, he gets in the football, he gets the NFL, has some short-term success, and then, leaves and then goes to the Mets, plays, obviously, minor league, and he always comes back. He tries different things. So I mean, I give him credit for it.
Andrew says, Joey, if you think we have plumbing problems now, Wait till you hit 70 like me, then you really see plumbing. He doesn't have plumbing problems. I don't think Joey flooded the toilet. It wasn't a situation like that. Problem with Tebow, in my opinion, is he waited too long. Like, he should have been willing to do that long before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know. Why is Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey doing a podcast right now? Everybody says it. I just want to come on and have the pictures up. And then just have our name, Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey. I'm going to do that one of these weeks, just to do it. You know what I mean?
Down for it, yeah.
Simon says, funniest stream. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Yo, boy, what's going on, man?
What's up, boy?
Appreciate you being here. Johnny says Tebow is out of training camp. Yeah, I mean he's not gonna make it. You know what I mean? I don't think so. But look, that team stinks, anyways. We got to talk about our team. Our team is what matters. I think that the way the offensive line looks, with the way I think they're going to use the run game, if these, I think I really think Devontae Smith's going to come out and be ready to go day one. Like, I think he's ready to play in the NFL. I think he's going to have a huge year. Huge year.
Yeah.
You know? So, Philly 500, who did you lose the belt to, Tubby? Haha, was it Mark? No, I didn't lose it to Mark. I lost it to Capizzle. But thanks for calling me Tubby, because I feel really, really good about myself right now. I went to the doctor's the other day, and I had to get on the damn scale, you know? And I get on the scale, Joey, and, like, dude, it was, like, way worse than I thought it was going to be. And all I heard this voice. As I'm on the scale, I heard this voice, clear as day, with a southern accent, and it just said out loud, it said, "You're fatter than fuck." And I just started cracking up. I'm on a scale, laughing my ass off. It's going through my head. I want to cry because it's actually pathetic. And the nurse is looking at me like she's not sure if I'm having a seizure or something. But it was brutal. I got to go on a diet. So calling me Tubby ain't going to offend me, because you're right. I'm fatter than fuck. You know? Bro, you look good. You're just a cookie smuggler. No, I ain't not a cookie smuggler. I'm a Dorito smuggler. Chip, man, chips. And he says Smith and Hurts staying after practice with Slay getting that extra time. Yeah. How do you think? What are your thoughts on Slay? And the mentorship he's been showing Devontae Smith and those guys.
I think it's great when you have that rookie and veteran presence, you know what I mean, and they could work together and kind of pick each other's braids. I think is great. I mean, you just take not just them, but the offensive line, the defensive line, especially with obviously new defensive end, new defensive tackle, some of the younger guys coming on this team. I think it's really good. It just shows that they want to win. And even Slay said he's not hiding anything. You know, he's going to give it all the pointers he could get, and it's only going to make he's going to make all these receivers better if they have to go against him. And that's why I want to bring in another corner so we could have the full effect when we do 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, and kind of do stuff like that.
Right. Now, Stephen Wu asks, around how much cap space do we have after June 1st for Alshon and Jackson? I want to say I thought it was somewhere, and I'm not totally I thought it was somewhere around $8.5 million. I thought it was like $4 million for Alshon, and then I want to say around that for Malik Jackson. It may be a little higher. The thing is if you get that money and then you turn around and you trade Zach Ertz, which we should talk about Ertz for a little bit. Then I don't know what I don't know how much you have at that point. I think you have like 12 to 14 million. So I think that's what it is.
Which isn't a lot to really do much with.
No, it's not. It's not going to bring you Julio Jones. It can get you like Nelson or a corner. It could definitely do that, you know. Yeah. Did Alshon Jeffrey sign anywhere, or does he have to wait till after June 1st?
No. I think he has to wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this whole Ertz situation? Do you think that it's just a matter of time? Do you think they keep him?
I'm just tired of it right now. I want them to do something. I want to at least try to get something for him, but at the same time, I really, I don't know. I need something to happen. I mean, if they just release him, flat out release him, it is what it is. But I mean, they held on to him for too long. That's why, like, I don't want to hold on to certain players on this roster for way longer than we have to. You know what I mean? Because they're emotionally attached to these players. They got to stop doing that. It's a business, and they have to start moving players around. I think when Dallas Goedert was drafted, they probably should have started looking for a trade partner for Zach Ertz while they had the chance. While he was, because really, if you're another team right now, what are you looking at with Zach Ertz? Like, what are you looking at? For a guy that you're going to want him to be on your team for a year and then have to pay him Austin Hooper, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle tight end money? I mean, I just don't see it. You know what I mean? So,
well, if you keep Ertz, right? If you keep Ertz, then what are you going to do with Goddard? I have a hard time imagining you keep Ertz and then you start Goddard over Ertz. And to me, I need to know that Goddard's the guy. I really want to know that he's the guy. So that's why I want to move on from Ertz.
If Goddard wasn't on the last year of his contract, I wouldn't care if Ertz came back. But because it is the last year, and Nick Sirianni, I don't know if he used double tight end sets that much, but you have some tight ends behind Dallas Goedert, like Jack Stahl's a name I'm looking for. The undrafted tight end out of Nebraska. That's a name I'm definitely looking at right now. But if he wasn't on his last year's contract, then fine. But like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put Zach Ertz in front of Goddard, and then like you're not gonna get a full year of Dallas Goedert being the starter. So it's gonna affect it. And then how you gonna know when to extend him? You know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. And I just think you got to move on. Al says, Philly, you just got to cut 3 pounds and you'll look like Metcalf. Yeah, I'll look like Metcalf's ass cheek. That's about right. That guy's a beast.
That guy's crazy.
Demon Badger, he says, I'd still be trying to grab Nelson. I think they're going to get Nelson. I think that, like, if I had to guess, I think they end up with Nelson. I think we're just waiting till June 1st.
See,
go ahead.
Yeah, like I know, like the whole Yannick Ngakoue thing when he was teasing Eagles fans with all those pictures and all that stuff. But the difference between Yannick Ngakoue when he wanted to come to the Eagles, or kind of specified he was going to come into the Eagles, is that he was still on their roster. He had no control. Now you have Steven Nelson, that's a free agent, and hasn't been signed yet, and still putting out Eagles content, retweeting stuff on Twitter, and it's just I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like it's going. Steven Nelson will become a Philadelphia Eagle. I just feel like it's gonna happen.
And if you're him, it's not a bad choice because you want to prove that you can get a bigger contract. So you sign a 1-year deal. You go somewhere where you're going to play right away. Jonathan Gannon, known for developing and doing a great job with defensive backs. It seems like it works for me. Andrew says it looks like the Eagles may be stuck with Ertz for this year. Possibly. I think they also have to wait till after June 1st to cut him or trade him because of the cap. I think they save $8.5 million, right? If they get rid of him after June 1st. So that's, it's crazy.
I don't know. Need that cap space though. I don't know. Like it's I don't know.
Yeah, you do. James says, I think they trade Ertz for a corner. I think we should go after the Nelson. I think we should go after Nelson too. I totally agree. Wouldn't be mad. No, I wouldn't be mad at Nelson either. If Pats get Julio, they're a Super Bowl team. I don't think the Pats. I don't even think they're close to being a Super Bowl.
I don't think they're anything right now at all. Like they signed some guys. They have some talent on that offense, a lot more. But.
Yeah. Demon Badger says they're going to keep Ertz. No chance. I hope you're wrong. I do. And it's not that I don't. I dislike Ertz. I don't. I just think they got to move on from him. You know what I mean?
No.
What this guy 500 going to hit this blunt to you at Joey Fatboy Shakes. You guys are a ton of fun for being Eagle fans. Aren't so bad. Go Seahawks. Okay, Seahawks. All right. Well, go smoke that blunt. Just don't have your shadow be the FBI chasing you, because that's what happens to me. I can't do with that stuff. Yeah, Nelson, he's Nelson, he stinks. Gonna make Patriot fans drink. He does stink. I'm so glad that Nelson Aguilar is gone. And I always get crap for that too. People always are like, dude, he helped us win a Super Bowl. I don't care. I think he stinks.
Yeah, so like one of the most mixed emotional players I've ever had been connected to with a player, just like having 2 mediocre seasons, then coming to the Eagles, having a fantastic season after getting Mike Rowe as that wide receiver coach and really firing up these receivers. And then obviously,
Right.
Our whole offense was pretty much done by week 2 of the season. I think our roster, even before the Falcons game, at warm-ups, we lost our whole offense. I don't know how it happened. And obviously crucial catches. Like you said, you were right about that. When he drops those crucial catches or messes up, it affects him mentally. And that's what happens with him,
especially early on in the season. So I just I appreciate what he did 2017, but I'm glad that we've moved on. Joel Mag, interesting question here. Hey, 500 Joey, if we do land Nelson, do that put us as a team? Does that make us a contender? Do we have a shot at Lombardi? Do you think we are a contender if we got Nelson? That's a great question. I think it's a great question.
I think it depends on it really depends on what we're doing on offense. It depends on our pass rush this year. I think that's going to be important with Javon Hargrave and Fletcher. Javon Hargrave expecting to have a good year. I mean, with the money he's making right now, the unknown at linebacker, obviously a 1-year deal for Anthony Harris, and obviously a nice bounce back year he could have this year. And then Ronnie McLeod coming from an ACL. It's hard for me to say contender, but I think they could get far for what they have. But it's going to take the whole team to get to where they want to go. If you're talking about getting to an NFC Championship game or something like that, but I think they're going to have a good roster. If they get Nelson, I think you're going to be almost set defensively. I think you just have to work on the development aspect after you get a player like Nelson here. Then you got to start working on who's playing well, who's not playing well, and hopefully some of these rosters start to mold together to see what guys we actually have that are worth it to us. So,
oh no way, dude! Raider Carlos is in the building. Great. Who the hell is that?
I was waiting to say I have no idea who that is.
But thank you for being here, buddy. The world has stopped. Thank you. Oh man, I think it's an interesting question because I think that if they got a legitimate second corner, I think that defense would be pretty good. So I would say if they get a good corner like Nelson, and then Jalen Hurts continues to progress, and they stay relatively healthy on the offensive line, I think they're a contender. Yeah, wow. I actually think they could be. I think that could be a big thing because if you would have asked me this 3-4 hours ago, I wouldn't have said it. But when I read a comment, and I forget who it was, so I can't give him credit, but he asked the question, who's the big team that you're scared of in the NFC? And when you put it that way, I understand exactly what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even with the Saints switching quarterbacks and obviously a loaded roster, but the Saints switching quarterbacks and now like Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, it looks like I don't know if he's going to go back there or whatnot. It doesn't look great right now. So I mean, it's really up to us. You know what I mean? It's really up to us at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So
yep. Raider Carlos says you acknowledge me, so I'm him. Very proud of you. Birdman 951. Thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, Michael Anthony, where's the fitness? Text me. He said he's willing to train you on the house. Use discount code mullet. Yes. If I need extra sleep, if I want like REM sleep, extra naps, Michael Anthony, where's the fitness is my guy. You know how that I came up with that name, right? Mm-hmm. Michael Anthony, where's the fitness? Michael Anthony Fitness is his channel. And he was doing all these like fitness stuff. And one day it was like, we're going to do arms today. So I'm like, all right, let me go see what he's doing. He's exercising. I go on his channel live, and he's laying down taking a nap on the floor. He's laying down asleep. I said, where the hell's the fitness? The guy's always asleep. That's where it came from. Yeah, it's true. I don't know where the hell the fitness is. You know what I mean? So David Romero is saying the NFL Network reported a possible trade deal with Atlanta that includes Ertz. I don't know anything about this. I haven't heard anything about this. I would say that if you could move Ertz to Atlanta and get Julio Jones, I would be up for that. I would take Julio Jones at that point. Like, I would just be glad to get rid of Ertz. And it's not because I don't like him. It's because I want I want Goddard to play.
Right.
But I haven't heard any. I mean, have you heard anything about that?
No, nothing. I'm even looking now to see if anything's popped up, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that. DC for life. Thank you for the super chat. He says, "Hey, Philly 500 and Joey, let's go Mavs." All right, let's go. Okay, let's see here. See, Philly 500. I recall all that shit. Haha, he was fat as heck. Michael Anthony. Well, he likes wears it. Let's see here. Where was I? David's saying it's Adam Kaplan. Well, yeah, we talked about what Kaplan said. I just don't know. I just don't know that the Eagles could afford him this year, and even I don't know if they would want to.
Yeah, even trading Ertz is just speculation. I think that's more speculation than it is true. Like they're saying, every team that if we want somebody, it's like, oh, you might as well just trade Ertz in the process. You might as well just get rid of him and try to get something for him. Like I don't even care if we get a 6th-round. I don't even care, guys, if we get a 6th-round pick for 2023 at this point. I mean, at this point, I don't even care. Like you're not getting a 3rd, you're not getting a 4th. You're not getting anything. Like if it's a 6th-round pick for 2023, I'm fine. It's value because Howie Roseman. If he's here after this year, but those 6th-round picks, obviously, since we know 500, since we saw the draft, and we're like 4 6th-round picks, what is he doing? So we know if he gets 6th-round picks or multiple of late-round picks, he's definitely trying to get more picks for the next year.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we could take out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Much love and appreciation from Joe Philly for you guys. Always your all streams make my night great every time. Man, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Raider Carlos, he says Julio ain't going to Philly. I don't think either of us think he is. There was just a report by Adam Kaplan that a lot of people were talking about, wanted our opinions on it. So we did it. We gave it to him. I don't know where he's going to go. If I had to guess, I've heard Arizona may be interested in Julio Jones. That would be an interesting. You know what I mean?
So do you think? Like Howie Roseman do you think now, since this is why it's hard, it's like, how do you fire a GM? Like, now what if the Eagles play horrible this year? So is it more on Howie Roseman or is it more on the coaches? Like, that's what
it really depends. Like, I don't think Howie can go through another few years where players aren't being developed. I don't think he's going to be able to use that excuse anymore. Hey, look, I drafted these guys. They're not developing. How are you going to say that again about another coach? So I think that those players have to go out and produce. The thing with Howie that I wonder is he looking at the 2017 season and thinking, I'm going to do exactly what I did there. And if you remember, I think it was in June where they made some key signings. They got LeGarrette Blount, then cheap. Is he going to get a couple veteran presence? I really am fascinated by that other corner spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we knew Patrick Robinson was going to be anything. He was 29 years old coming here and a player that's had sub-success, but obviously he was more of a role player and played very well in the slot. So, I mean, he played on the outside during camp. I remember he played horrible. And then that's when when we had when we traded Jordan Matthews and got what's his name?
Yeah,
we traded for the cornerback from the Bills, and then really just you never know what you have. Like even these little signs like Ryan Kerrigan, but the problem is 17, every free agent he signed produced highly. That's the difference.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Oh, exactly. DC
Darby.
for life 27, man. Thank you so much for super chat. He says, you heard about Fox Sports. Shannon Sharp are in trouble right now. Shannon called Julio on the air, and Julio didn't know about it. Yeah, I saw that. It was kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie, but I could understand why he.
They should do that more often. We get the truth. We get the truth out.
Yep. Class Outage says, I just ran into a Giants fan at the store. He said we ain't got nothing but a receiver. How do you come back from that? I want to hear you guys first, please. Well, I mean, we could just start on the offensive line. The Eagles, when healthy, they may have the best right tackle, one of the best right tackles in the league. Best guard possibly in the league in Brandon Brooks. You got one of the best centers in the league. So this offensive line healthy is already probably the best offensive line in the division. Maybe, as Joey said, maybe even top 3 when healthy. Okay. Then you got some young receivers, and they're going to have to prove themselves. I think on the defensive side, you got guys like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. They still can play. So just somebody saying that is just they don't even know what they're talking about. You anything you want to say on that?
No, I mean when it comes even with some of the players we do have, like even you like. Some people just say we get it. Yeah, someone watches the draft, say, "Oh, we just got a receiver, that's it." But at the same time, it's like I'd like to know from certain people. Even you asked that Giants fan that you met at the store, like what name our roster? Who are all our wide receivers? Did you watch the Eagles closely last year? Yeah. Like some people just say what they want to say. Just what I mean. We drafted a receiver, that's it. Like that's all we have. We have a lot more than that, but it just wasn't. We didn't have the formula. We didn't have we weren't using our pieces the right way, and we were doing everything wrong. So
Yeah, exactly. Birdman 951, thank you for the super chat. Says Mark Mullet just called Jenny Craig. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that. Let me see here. We're going to do about another couple more minutes, guys, and we're going to close it up. I know Joey's got to probably get the hell out of there. He wants to be dry and safe. You know what I mean? Benjamin says, another tiny cornerback in Steve Nelson. Honestly, what do you think is wrong with our front office? We have been exposed year after year by big physical receivers? Bums me out. I think what you have, and based upon the offseason that we've had so far, I think what things have told us, or at least what the Eagles front office is saying, is it was the coaching staff's fault. That they weren't developing the guys, they weren't getting the right guys, and it was their fault. It wasn't the front office. Now we're going to see what they're going to do. I will say this. I think Steven Nelson's a pretty good corner. Okay. Big corners, they're hard to come by, and they don't grow on trees. Big corners that can actually cover speed guys are very hard to find. So it's almost like pick your poison. But I understand where you're coming from, though, with that.
Yeah, like another thing you got to look at, too, is like Jim Schwartz, like – I don't think he used corners the right way last year. I think he was being more cautious. They weren't very hands-on with receivers. Like, you got to be physical receivers off the line. Just take it. Like Rasul Douglas and Sidney Jones, when they left and they went to the Jags and the Panthers, they were very hands-on at the line. If you could slow a receiver down, take him out of his route, and kind of disrupt his route running a little bit, you could use that size. If you don't have much speed, you can use that size that you have, even though if you're not a big guy. Like I know there's small corners out there that play well, but you can't line them up 5 to 10 yards off the line and then have a free release. I mean, that's why I couldn't stand about Jim Schwartz with these cornerbacks. Couldn't stand it.
The thing I hate the sticks. I just did not.
Oh my God.
I just did not like his system at all. I think he's a good coach, but I don't like his system.
No.
Jay Green, thank you for super chat. Here's an interesting question. More sacks in 2021, Josh Sweat or Derek Barnett? I'll give that to you.
Josh Sweat. Right off the board. I think the longer he stays in, and the thing is, like, I don't think if Joshua is a rotational guy. I think if you actually keep him on the field longer, and when we had injuries, we kept him on the field longer. He's more disruptive. His motor is better when he's not in a rotation. But I think Josh Sweat is good. It gets better and better. We've agreed on this a million times, 500. Like, he gets better every single year. I think it's Josh Sweat 100% gonna be better.
I totally agree. Nest Out West with Philly Foothills, my man. Thank you for super chat. Everybody go check out his channel. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Be sure to check him out. Sub him up if you guys haven't. Hey, Joey. Thank you for the super sticker, my man. Hey, Joey and 500. On draft night in trade with Dallas, would you rather have given Ertz and keep our third round pick? I would have given Ertz.
Yeah, either or. I wouldn't have cared.
I know that. I know that's going to bother people seeing Ertz in a Cowboys uniform. I'm be honest. I'm tarnished from all that kind of thinking back when Reggie White left, when Randall Cunningham left, when Seth Joyner, Clyde Simmons left, and then when Brian Dawkins left. So to me, that doesn't play a big of a factor on me, though. What about you?
No, I mean, look, like if it's a move, it's a move. Like it's, you don't like to see it, but unfortunately, that's just. you don't want to see him. You don't want to see Ertz in a Cowboys uniform, but it is what it is. I mean, we have to. Our team comes first. Our logo comes first before these players, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, so. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, listen. We want to thank you for joining. I know this was a kind of last minute thing over the last few days that we had to switch this. That's all me. That's my fault. But we'll be back next week for another episode of the Philly Shakedown Podcast, episode 9. On Joey's channel. Make sure you guys click the link in the description. Go sub them up. And seriously, thank you guys for joining us tonight. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. A lot of laughs. Long week, so it's good. And it felt good. Joey, man, thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro, I'm ready. I'm just ready. We'll have the podcast next week. I canceled on 500 last week, so then he had to cancel this week, so we had to reschedule. That's why we had 2 shows this week. So we'll hopefully, we'll get back on schedule.
Fatter than fuck. Birdman 951. The scale from my doctor's office just texted me and said, WTF, Philly 500. Fatter than fuck. That's all I can say. It's pathetic, dude. I got a lot of work to do. After vacation, I got a lot of work to do. You guys are going to have to hold me accountable.
Yeah, so speaking of that, because we're both going to be on vacation next month. So, I mean, we'll let you know. So, obviously, we'll probably... I don't know stream-wise what if one of us is on vacation, what we're going to do. But, I mean, we're both going to be on vacation 2 separate weeks next month. So just let you guys know.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining us. Next week on Joey's channel, be sure to click the link in the description and sub them up. And we should be back next Saturday. It should be Saturday and back on regular time. And with that said, we are going to let you guys go. Take care. G-Code, we love you. We love every one of you guys. And take care. Talk to you later, of course. Oh, look, there's a picture of Jason Kelsey. So look at look, there it is. How do they find these pictures? I don't understand where they find these pictures at.
Maybe it's on Google.
I don't know, but man, I look like I've been walking the desert for about 40 days, 40 years. My God. And anyways, I should be in better shape. But
that's the Castaway version of you.
Yeah, it is. No doubt about it. All right, guys. It's on Google. Is it really on Google? What the hell? How did they get it? That's crazy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please please subscribe on the way out. Click the link in the description. Sub up Joey, and thank you once again for joining us. Take care. We will talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat.